Hello, Internet. You're listening to the In Your House comedy podcast with the Babyface and his fellow funny friend. Now hold on to your butts. Keep your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times. Prepare to have an autographical orgasm in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, all you sexy people out there. I am stand-up comedian Kd Hinken, and welcome to the In Your House comedy podcast, the show where no topics are off limits as I talk to my fellow funny friends from around the comedy circuit. Today, I am joined by someone I always enjoy talking to very much. He is the man that runs a gaff but looks like a giraffe, the 21-year-old comedy gold that lives in a city where everyone has the Wuhan cold. Please welcome Mr. Joseph Johnson. How are you, dude?
I like that, actually. Was that freestyle? That was brilliant.
I'm writing it down. I did it about 10 minutes ago. How are you though, anyway, mate?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, despite being in the city where everyone has the Wuhan cold, I thought there was
Wuhan flu.
I thought it was a Wu-Tang thing going. I thought you said it was going to be like the Wu-Tang cold or something. I was like, that'd be pretty cool. But no, the
I watched Borat 2 at the weekend, so I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he's just constantly makes it. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we will come back to that in a moment. We will fucking come back to that. But before we get on, I thought we'd just quickly pop this up because we are, of course, doing a gig together this Saturday on the Halloween, on the spookiest of all spooky days.
That's right.
Literally my favourite day of the year. I love Halloween, man. I always have. Didn't expect to have Halloween planned this year.
Oh, I mean, I love Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's brilliant. It's better when you're single, but it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I do actually? I'll whack this up, and you can just give us some of the details for the gig. Then go ahead, man. Seeing as you are the head man of this.
Look at this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's how you've managed to superimpose it or whatever. That's really
super cool how I managed to upload a picture. Go me.
Yeah, well, as you know, Carl, I'm a massive technophobe, and for me, this is genuine witchcraft.
So you didn't make the poster, then, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't make the poster. No, I have a graphic designer who whipped it up for me. Which I paid £15 for. So whether graphic designers out there, if I've undercut that person, and you're all wanting to have my head for starving a graphic designer, then
I'm a graphic designer. You badly undercut him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It was a she, Carl. You absolute fucking bigot.
It's true. I'm so sexist. What's wrong with me? Out of the two of us, I made a mistake here.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're a friend of mine, and I thought, well, I don't know what the going rate for a poster is. I mean, it didn't really.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not mocking the design at all because it's very well done.
It's nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
But I mean, I'm sure for someone who can do things like this, it wasn't too much effort. No,
well, I've always been of the opinion with posters, simple is effective, but in a good way. It's hard to make something nice, but simple and effective too. So I very much like what they put together for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was on sort of FaceTime whilst they were making it, just trying. What's the word? Get the right color scheme because we had bubbles and things like that. So we went with orange in the end.
Man. Just for anyone that's just listening. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, I was just going to say. The funny thing is that in the back on my photo, we've actually had to Photoshop out sort of the logos.
I know. Yeah, it's on
Comedy
your
Village one.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
but then just left hot water in for Doug.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that entirely. Well, I think Hot Water are happy getting the recognition. I just don't know whether the Comedy Village. I've not spoke to sort of Susie in there a long time, so I don't really know if they were still going about. So I didn't really want to have the logo in the background in case it was some sort of thing
Yeah, and like Hot Water is quite like a. I know like the Comedy Village is like established, but the Hot Water thing's like more like national. Is that the right word for it? It's like a chain, isn't it? Hot Water. Or am I wrong there?
Well, I don't know about a chain. I know it's a But
It looks
the
like
difference between
ones
the
that I
two-
see in America.
What really is there's some in America?
I don't know. I've always thought it because I look at the symbol for hot water, like I'm looking at it there on Douglas' thing, and I swear there's one. I might be completely wrong. There might just be one that looks like it that goes through America, though. I don't know. I might be chatting complete shit, man.
I've not been to America, so I would love to go, but I just don't. I don't know. But the difference between the two is that that's the Comedy Village was sort of like a more of an agency, if anything.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think. Really, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to
I don't know.
hard to really put a label on it. Pardon the pun.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm not too sure, but yeah, I unfortunately I deleted WhatsApp and Instagram, so I've gone dark in terms of social media presence.
How come? On purpose or?
Yeah. I was on my phone a bit too much for one, but also Instagram was an easy one because it wasn't easy to get rid of. But the thing is, there's so many thoughts about, you know what I mean? There's so many just like my Instagram feed just became porn. It just became utter pornography.
Okay.
Just straight up, and as my girlfriend rightly pointed out, I'm not single, so it's.
I mean, pornography is something you can do as a couple, though.
It is.
It doesn't just have to be single.
So is murder, So it's up to really the couple to decide whether they want to do that together or not. You
know what? You made a perfect fucking point. Then I can't say anything back to that. Yes, you are right.
So, but yeah, so Instagram was on, but WhatsApp actually was because for starters, I didn't know how to turn off the little function that makes it so all the photos people send you on WhatsApp get saved into your camera roll.
Yeah.
Because oh my gosh, have I had some disgusting things in my camera roll that I had no idea about, and that I've had to sift through my phone. All of a sudden, amputated children in Syria. Just straight off the bat, just like
I know what you mean. To be fair, yeah.
Why? I don't want to see this shit. So
that's the worst thing as well. You get it from your normal friends, but then when you get into like knowing a lot of comedians too, it gets so much worse.
Oh, I know.
So much worse. We're all terrible people, Joe.
Well, but it wasn't that as well. It was the fact that I think I have 13,000 photos on my phone, which is which is the huge thing that's basically taking up all the space on my phone. And because there are so many photos on there, I really haven't got the time. Well, I probably have got the time. I haven't got the patience to go through and delete ones I don't, because I don't want to sift through 13,000 photos. But
that would take a long fucking time still. Anyway, that would take a long time.
I mean, I've done it once. It took about 3 hours to do it, and I just don't want to do it. It's a chore. But the thing is, I don't want to factory wipe my phone either, because then I lose all my contacts. I have to find everyone's phone number again. That also is a ball ache. So what I'm doing now is I'm just living with phone cancer. It's essentially what I'm doing. I'm not doing either.
With phone cancer, did you just say?
Yeah, I've got phone cancer. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I've
been going cold turkey. That explains the best. You were fucking full on like meth addict, like going cold turkey. It makes sense now.
That's right. No offense. Well, I've just come back from the gym, to be fair. So there is a semi reason for me to dress like an utter prick.
I can't say anything, man. I always wear a vest. I've got a vest on now. I would just have the vest on, but it's fucking cold in here. The only reason I'm not.
They are genuinely brilliant. I mean, I only have like two, and I'm not much of a vest person, as I'm not a very muscular person either. But because this house, the heating's on, like, I think. Hang on, let me go tell you exactly what the number is, because we have the heating on. Shit. Oh, it's not even on. Right. Okay. Well, maybe it's just the candles then. But usually speaking,
did you say maybe the candles?
Yeah, we've had some candles in there. It must be.
Maybe the candles are heating up your room. It must be. Must be that.
Well, it's really warm, so I'm actually not bad.
It's probably just if you've been working out in that, man. You probably just got, like you're just going a bit. That's all. Just like have to have a shower. Yeah. Like even have to have a shower too. You just warm for a bit.
Yeah, well, after I went to the gym, I went with me trainer Aaron, and life partner.
Ooh,
We
like coach.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He does a bit of training, and very not kindly volunteered to help me get buff as fuck. So, but yeah, we went to the steam room after the gym. Now it smelled like a Turkish tea house in there. It was really cool, but I'd never been into a steam room before, so that was
Yeah,
good.
they are
Now my
fucking.
skin is just porous, mate. It's nice. It's really
I
nice.
did want to ask you about that because isn't Leicester in tier 3 now? So what's going on with that? Or is it not in tier 3? Everything's fucking confused. What's open in your area? Is what I
Well,
meant.
pretty much everything's open. There's not an awful lot that
Oh,
isn't. That's the thing. I mean, gyms are open.
yeah, that's why I asked because I thought I just God knows trying to figure out what's open and what's on what at the moment, man. It's all it's such a ball ache.
Yeah, no. Well, it is. It is. I mean,
I get it. Don't get me wrong, but
it's difficult knowing where you stand as a citizen compared to where
exactly,
the
yeah.
business stands as a business. Because whether a business is allowed to stay open, it's almost like businesses are allowed to be open, but you're not allowed to go and give them business.
It does feel like
Like
that sometimes in certain ways, yeah.
like oh, the gyms.
It's all
It
just
is
very
open.
strange.
Yeah, it's a complete lack of communication. There's no one's being, and I think genuinely that's sort of how they're doing it. They can't be to blame then. Well, they can be, but at least if the government are deliberately vague and then people start doing it wrong, they can play innocent and say, oh no, we didn't mean for you to do that. That's your fault. You should know. If they say to you, oh yeah, well,
Uh,
use your common sense. You should know. You should know what we want you to do. And if you're not, and if you don't do what we want you
yeah.
to do, that's your fault because you should have known it. It's just like, no, we're all idiots, mate.
Despite the fact they have no fucking clue. Like this is why I find it hilarious. When people talk about like conspiracy theories and make a point about how the government's doing this and this and this. One thing we
Yeah.
have learned from this year is the government have no organisation at all.
Well,
They're
it's
just
what I
they're,
want you to
they're,
believe.
I don't have that much trust in Boris. So you know
I'm
what?
a tinfoil hat wearer. I love my little tinfoil hat, mate. Oh,
Oh, I love the little tinfoil hat, but just not that one.
I love
I don't see it enough. Like yeah. But I've got to ask you though. You don't like Borat?
No,
You didn't
I
like
love
it?
Borat. I love Borat. I
Oh,
loved Bruno. I loved what's the other one he did? Sacha Baron Cohen.
Ali
I
G.
loved Grimsby. I loved what was the
Oh, I
other
didn't
one?
know
Sorry.
that one.
Yeah,
Ali G, like same kind of
Ali
thing. Yeah.
G. Yes. Oh God. Yeah, I love Ali G. This
Hmm.
Borat for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, woke left wing political squads. But it felt like I was being forced feminism. Like that's what it felt like to me. Borat
Yeah.
has become this, lovable and yet bigoted character that to this character who, for some reason now, has a clear understanding of American culture, enough to make
Yeah.
extreme amounts of pop references, and to create a daughter who is so empowered she learns how to speak English in 2 days, complete English from someone who doesn't speak a lick of fucking English. She is able to then, transform herself into not only this, stereotypical beautiful American, but she's able to speak complete American, like she's able to speak complete English.
You know,
And it's, oh,
I consider myself a film snob and a media snob, and I never clocked on to the fact that she couldn't talk English, and then suddenly she could. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. You're right. You're very right.
She couldn't
That,
speak a word of English, and then not only does she not, it's not like she sort of speaks English, like
yeah.
she has this revolution with her vagina, and all of a sudden, no, she speaks fluent English towards the end of the movie, and it really fucks me off. And I know it's
Yeah.
Borat, you can't really, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel
No,
like it
no,
was
I
bitter.
you know what, you're right, man. Like I was really enjoying it. I was just enjoying the stupidity of it, and I missed that completely. And now I've noticed that. Fuck you, because I'm not going to be able to watch it as good. Oh, I wanted to watch it again. That's going to ruin it for me now, you dickhead.
Well, that's not the only problem with it. For
God.
me as well. It was Borat's attitude towards his daughter, you know, he just gave in to everything. Like, again, she the whole the whole premise of the relationship is that Borat was this, not tyrannical, but he was completely controlling, and
Yeah, he
he
was.
treated his daughter like a pet.
But yeah,
But
like the idea is like they think women are just, well, nothing
yeah,
basically.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, animals or whatever. And
basically.
obviously that's the
Cages and that.
joke.
Yeah,
But that is the joke. And
yeah, of course.
for
Yeah,
you
yeah.
to then take Borat and then try and give him some sort of emotional journey and revelation where he now, oh, my entire culture is wrong. Oh, and
But the way he did
it
it though,
feels forced.
but
Hmm?
the way that they like made it so that the Kazakhstani government had no choice but to make that happen was great though. That apparently Borat was the one spreading the virus. That was amazing. The way they got to it.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. I mean, to be honest, I was feeling quite nauseated after all the pop references because Borat, I don't know, the first one just felt a lot more earnest. This one just felt like it was
Yeah,
literally just a mockery of politics. Like it didn't
yeah.
feel, you know,
I
and
understand what you mean. Yeah,
it felt like it was using toilet humor. It was trying to take toilet humor to the extremity to sort of, you know, what's the word? Oh, bloody hell! It felt like it was
um,
taking toilet humor to try and cope with the fact that it wasn't that it was trying to skate around certain topics again. Because it was trying to be woke,
yeah,
but it still has this reputation. They can't have Borat that's not offensive. So, but how can you be
yeah.
offensive and woke at the same time? So you just you
But
tell
I
people
tell you how,
feminism's good, and then you show a bleeding vagina. That's what you do.
or to do that, you walk
Yeah.
into a synagogue dressed up as a evil Jew and have the Jew women explain to you why you should care about his daughter. I thought it was great, man. Like I see exactly what you're saying because
Mm,
some of the stuff was a bit weird, like the feminism thing could have been weird, but at the same time, I think because of like the amount of other shit they did around it, it worked so
mm,
well. Like when he was going through that part where he was figuring out, that his daughter, he should care about her and want to help her and that.
mm.
He goes to walk off and then he breaks all the emotional stuff by straight away turning back to the woman and being like, "By the way, will you be my new black wife?"
Yeah.
Great. And she,
No. Okay. He just runs off.
okay, yeah, just walk straight off.
I
She
mean,
was for long.
but I mean but even that scene felt sort of defeatist in a way. I mean, like, because the old Borat wouldn't have taken no for an
Mm,
answer, and that was his character. It was an abrasive,
yeah,
in your face, extremely, you know, ignorant character, and it worked not because it, necessarily. And one of the things that I didn't like when Sacha Baron Cohen was interviewed, actually, he was saying that he was using Borat as sort of, and his other characters of exploiting sort of what's the word, bigotry, and he was using Borat as a
political
character
stuff.
in order to exploit
Yeah,
these sorts of problems. And the problem is that makes me feel like, oh well, I enjoyed the movie. Does that make me a bigot now?
yeah.
Am I just the idiot who like I fell into the trap? Like, I enjoy this. This makes me agree with everything. It just makes me feel as if you've
I,
ever tried.
I,
Oh, I don't know.
I know what you mean. I think what I hope you meant anyway is like
Mm,
showing the bigotry of the people to everyone by making them watch it in a funny way. But I know what you mean because after I watched it, I then watched a couple of interviews that he did, and I didn't
mm,
realize how political he was and stuff.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
didn't know that at all until after.
a lot of people who it's the same with Jim Jeffries. Um,
I
if
love him.
you yeah, but have you
Yeah,
seen the stuff he's completely goes he completely I don't it's difficult
and what?
actually because I'm talking quite uneducatedly actually here. Because I haven't really done my research. I and again, this is unfortunately it's not, this is a podcast, this isn't sort of locker room talk. So but I mean, yeah, no, from what I remember, again, I could be wrong, but Jim Jeffries really sort of backpedals a lot on his old performances, and that, oh, it's like this whole "it's all an act" sort of thing is,
Yeah, I did
Oh,
notice
good.
that around the time when he suddenly stopped drinking on stage and went clean with his alcohol, apparently.
Yeah. It was a weird one, man. It was a weird one. But the problem is that that sort of humor obviously made him famous. That was the thing that got him there, and there is a
Yeah,
reason for that. And it's not because people are misogynistic and hateful, but it's because that it's a topic that is greatly kept under wraps.
yeah,
That
it's off
is
limits now.
suppressed. It's the same as Jimmy Carr, man. It's these comedians
Great.
and Frankie Boyle. You can laugh at Frankie Boyle and not have to put out, a psychopath test. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and just like you can laugh at Borat and not be a fucking sexist anti-Semite.
yeah,
You can,
yeah.
but when you start saying, "Oh, well, actually, people who are enjoying these things now, we need to make a parody of pop culture and essentially go against what Borat was." It is complete the reverse of Borat's character, and that
Yeah,
is in fact a lot.
I don't think that's what he's doing though, because that would be like he would want the movie to fail if that was the case,
I
wouldn't
don't
he?
really think he cared if it did. I mean, put it this way: he's only released it on Amazon Prime. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he might not have done. He might have been at the cinema if it wasn't for all this, though. Because it
I
started. He
would be,
started doing it before the corona, didn't he? So apparently,
yeah. Well, I mean,
I
I
don't
would
know.
be very interested to see how well the movie does
Yeah,
because I'm, movies that can sort of get sold off the back of their own name only get so far because
yeah,
people will if they don't like it, they will just say I'm not watching it. Because the
yeah.
word spreads whether it's a good movie or not. I mean, they're like take the Terminator movie for example, terrible at the box office. The new
The
one, I
new
mean,
ones. Yeah,
yeah,
the new
I
everything since the first two's been terrible.
yeah. But I
Really.
refused to see it because people went and said don't watch it. I'm like, you're probably right. I saw on IMDb, saw on Rotten Tomatoes, people are hating the movie, and they say don't judge a book by a cover, but
No,
come on.
yeah, not good. That's a review.
Same as the
But
Charlie's Angels movie, the new
oh
one. I,
god,
I
yeah.
was watching half of that and it was
Actually,
garbage.
I remember that not being as bad as I thought it was going to be. Obviously, but the Charlie's Angels, the first, the original, wasn't exactly, a classic.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, I really enjoyed the original movies. That's why I was so
I
disappointed.
did, yeah. Well, I enjoyed the
So,
first one. The second one was a bit cartoonish, if I remember. Full throttle.
Full Throttle's the best one,
Yeah.
man.
But you were younger
Yes.
then, though, when he came out, though, weren't you? So, like, that would have been like what 2000. So, look,
Well, yeah,
like,
but I
because I'll
mean,
be
I
interested.
can still watch them later on in life, Carl. I mean, they're on the like the film sphere for quite a long time.
Okay,
They don't
fair point. Fair
disappear
point.
after
Okay, okay,
October 11th.
okay. I don't know when you first watched it, though.
Well,
But
I didn't watch the first one when it first came out. Put it that way. No,
oh, okay.
I had
But
to watch it on DVD.
random little tidbit about that film. I forget his name, Christopher Glover, I think, the guy who plays the thin white man guy. I think that's his name in it, and he's like the thin white.
I mean, Bill Murray, isn't it?
No, no, no. That's he plays Bosley, the
Oh,
bad guy,
right.
the thin bad guy
Oh, yeah,
with the
yeah, the
sword.
thin man with the
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah, I for some
He.
reason I relate to him on a weird level.
Well, I don't know because he doesn't say a word in that film, and I could not imagine you not saying a word, Joe. I wouldn't
That's
want
very
you. I
true,
wouldn't want
actually.
to imagine it, to be honest.
Oh,
But
thank you.
no, but no, him in that film though, he was given a script originally, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like it. This is crap," and he just refused to say anything. That's why he ended up
Really?
just being mute the whole time. Yeah,
Wow, that's interesting. Actually, that is interesting. But it's
he's
weird
the
how the
guy who's
character actually works better. You
it
know,
does. Yeah, but
but
Crispin, he's the guy who was in like Back to the Future and that, and apparently he's one of those actors who thinks he's a lot better than he comes across. He thinks he's amazing. Put it that way. Apparently,
oh really?
yeah.
What's his name? Sorry.
I think it was Crispin Glover or Chris. I don't know.
Oh
He almost
yeah.
kicked David
Yeah.
Letterman in the head as well on his show once for some reason.
That's an interesting one to watch. That
He's a
actually.
weird dude, man. I'd go back and watch some of his stuff sometimes on like Letterman and stuff. He's a weird guy.
So am I.
Yeah, he's very weird. You brought up an interesting point though about like the cinemas and that, because I would not be surprised now if cinema, as much as I love the cinema, I wouldn't be surprised if cinemas are kind of dead after all this.
Well, Sacha Baron Cohen's gonna reskill, isn't he? He's gonna He's going to become
No.
something else. He's going to be in cyber. That's what he's going to do.
See, no, I don't mean making movies is gonna disappear. I mean bringing them out in cinemas. It'll just be coming
Oh,
out
you
like
mean
Netflix,
going to the
Disney
cinema?
Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case though, because what I really love is hearing babies cry and watching, a movie and not being able to hear the film. I'm gonna miss that experience.
Oh yeah. Who
And
wouldn't?
also, I
Who wouldn't
love
miss
the
that?
cinema though. I've had that a lot though. I've had it where like people bring their kids into the film. That's fine, but the problem is that it's loud noises everywhere. Why would you?
No, man, don't get
I
me
don't
wrong.
have
I
children.
didn't take my kids to the cinema for a long while for that reason because I'm like, I know what you're like at home watching a film. I'm not taking you into a place filled with people so you can bitch there instead. Just not doing it.
Well, that's right.
So
Yeah, I mean, I
even
remember when I was like a kid, I went to see Transformers fucking one, I think, and I was, and
wow,
because I was shit scared of it, and I started crying during the film. In fact, Transformers one was like, I don't know, like not that long ago either. So I mean, that just tells you how much
oh, it was
precarious
quite a
job.
while ago. To be fair, there's been like 5 or 6 of them, ain't there? So it's got to be probably longer than you think. It's still 2000.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was born in 1999, so I mean, that's
Oh god, shut
probably
up,
like
man,
7
shut
then.
up. Fucking hell, I don't like feeling old. It's not
Well,
cool.
well, yeah. I mean, but
My,
I'm closer to 30 than I am. Um, well, I suppose 10.
oh no, oh no. I'm closer to 30 than I am 26, Joe.
Well, I
Than
mean,
I am
that's
27 as well.
you're only as young as you feel, Carl. Right?
To be
You're
fair,
only as young as you feel.
I've always looked forward to getting 30. I felt like an old man in a young man's body for a while. I'm sure you'll feel the same when you get to it as well.
Well, apparently, the most number of suicides are at 30. So make
Oh,
sure
that's a
that's
really happy
yeah.
note there.
Don't add
Thanks
to
for
the
that.
statistics. Don't add to the statistics on that one, Carl. Please, whatever you do.
Talking about statistics, have you seen the little announcement that NASA have made? Did you see they were teasing an announcement over the weekend?
I saw something around NASA, but I don't know what it was exactly. No, what was it?
Uh, I thought it was weird, and then I saw it. First of all, I found it weird that NASA would be teasing something like they were, I don't know, like TMZ or some shit. I don't know, whoever teases shit. I don't keep up with all the kids' stuff. No, but
Yeah,
apparently they made an announcement that they have discovered water on the moon.
on the moon.
Well, yeah, there's water on the moon. In the South Pole, they've found like big, basically like chunks of ice and frozen water and shit, which sounds crap.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds crap, but it means that you can theoretically inhabit the moon in like space centers now. You can use that as a drop off point so that because you have to use so much fuel to get out the atmosphere, you get to the
Yeah.
moon and then you can refuel with the water from there and you can use it as propellant so you can go further in space now.
That was pretty cool. I always thought it was Mars though that we were sort of trying to get to. Now the moon's sort of like like yesterday's
Yeah,
newspaper.
this is the thing though. It's not about getting to the moon. It's about being able to get to the moon and having some form of fuel on the moon to be able to replace the fuel that you lost getting to the moon. Because getting out of the atmosphere
Right.
is the hardest bit because you got to push yourself up and you're out the atmosphere. Once you're out of
Trust the
it,
human race. Trust the human race to turn the moon into a fucking Texaco.
yeah, it's going to be a theme park. Space Jam's going to be real.
That'd be good. That'd be good. No, but I mean like a petrol station.
Yeah,
Like
it literally is.
there's gonna be a fucking spa on the moon. And not like a spa, I mean SPAR, where they sell like those fucking £3 sandwiches
Oh,
and
yeah.
pack of Marlboro Gold. That was my lunch. Not today though.
I,
Not today.
I just think that's just really interesting, man. Like the stuff you can do from that is quite cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of
Well,
shit you can do from it.
yeah. Well, I agree. I mean, I really like. I am quite interested in stuff. I'd imagine this could be pioneered by Elon Musk and things like that as well. Like,
Yeah,
but, but
probably.
but the problem is that I love this sort of technology thing, but I'm more than aware that I'm not smart enough to understand any of it.
None of
And
us are smart.
no, I'm an idiot in comparison to a fucking huge chunk of the world. In fact, most of
To
them.
people.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm literate and I'm witty, but I'm not smart. I've got barely any common sense as well. That's the other problem. I'm clumsy.
You say that, but then the stuff that you do, other people would be like, "How the fuck can you do that?" Like just getting on stage and just talking for a bit is something that boggles most people's minds.
Yeah, but that's weird though, isn't it? I mean, people who are good at something, they don't realize that other people can't do it. I mean, for me, I don't want to say it's easy, but I mean, like for me, it comes semi-naturally. It's just
You can tell,
whereas
yeah.
when people are good with computers, I say, "Fucking hell, I wish I could do that." And people are like, "Why? It's piss easy. It's not even a chore. I can just do it." It's like with
Yeah.
Mozart. I believe when he was a kid or something, he without any lessons he could just play the piano, and people said, "Well, how the fuck can you do that?" I think he just is like it just speaks to me, or I
Yeah.
just know, how to do it. Some people are just fucking
Well,
gifted.
it's a difference like of how to learn something. Again, it's like the Zen way or the way where you see it as like being classically trained, like music, for example. You're saying being classically trained or self-teaching yourself, figuring it all out as you go. Like all the musicians I've been around have pretty much been self-taught. There's a couple of classical musicians I used to gig with, but it's always very different when you're talking to a classical musician. Someone's been trained like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know. I can't. I've never been able to play an instrument. Probably never will. But I've had more respect for sort of people who can play classical instruments, like I suppose the piano. Or is that a classical instrument? Like the violin and
Yeah,
the
I'd
piccolo.
class it as one. Yeah. The
The what?
piano is
Sorry.
very simple though. Like the piano is definitely a classical instrument, but very simple, only in the sense of, you imagine they're literally all there in front of you, and they're going from highest to low or low to high, whichever way around it is.
See,
I can't do
what?
it. Okay. I know
See,
music, but I'm a drummer, so I'm not musicians don't class me as a musician. So
do they not? Are you like the I suppose the MC of the musician world, I suppose.
I don't know if I class that, but
I mean, because MCs are basically, in the comedy world, they're sort of a joke, really, because they just don't really,
I don't.
like me.
I've never heard that concept before. MCing is
No,
one of the hardest things you can do. If you can MC, then you can do most gigs. That's what I've always heard about MCing.
really, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just like a self-inflicted thing that I've come up with.
probably. No, I don't think that, man. Because there's a lot more to it. Because when you, in my opinion, anyway, when you go up for a set, you're thinking about everyone else. Obviously, you're thinking about the people that have gone on before you and gone after and all that. But when you're MCing, you're literally thinking about everyone in one. You're kind of bringing everyone together, aren't you? Like a host.
Yeah, you've got to be sort of uplifting and completely opposite to I am now. I am really coming across as really monotone. I know. I'm shattered, to be honest. I
Man, we're
really
sitting
am.
down just having a chat. That's all we're doing. We're not on stage.
Yeah, that's good.
I
My stage that I'm on at the moment is a bed without sheets on. It looks like I'm fucking. Oh god, I don't even
I'm
know
in
what
the
it looks
one.
like.
I'm in the one tidy corner of my bedroom.
I was gonna say,
It's not even tidy on the. Huh?
You got some nice posters going on, haven't you?
Yeah, this has just been. Look, I got a lot of random shit on here now. I got My mom made me that.
Is that a monkey?
Yeah, like a diamond mosaic thing.
Mm.
I would pull it down, but it's like nailed in. I did this.
No, looks nice. That does. So look.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
quite proud of that.
Did you make that?
I just painted it. Yeah, I'm quite proud of that one.
Wow, that's another talent that I don't possess. I'm terrible with drawing and things like
That was
that.
one of the things where they walk you through it.
Oh
Oh, do you know?
really?
Yeah. Do you know Leanne? Don't you? Leanne Soap. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm doing a gig for Kidderminster for. I think.
That
Is that
might not be
Leanne?
her. No, I
Oh,
don't
is
think
it?
so.
Oh, okay. Is it
I think
the
you.
Leanne that's in the group chat that I'm in?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Leanne, isn't it?
I might be wrong then. Yeah, my
Isn't it
shit
Leanne
with geography is
Easthorpe or
terrible.
something like that?
East Hope. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, what? Sorry.
East Hope,
Oh, East Hope.
I think.
Right. Sorry, Leanne.
I might be wrong. You might be right. No, I might be wrong, man. But
Right.
Leanne, anyway, yeah. She goes by Leanne normally. She's doing a new show, Lambrini with Leanne. And I
Sorry.
went on for she's doing a new show, Lambrini with Leanne, where she
Oh,
brings
Lambrini
comics
with
on,
Leanne.
try out Lambrini. And I went on for the first one. And look, I got a personalised Lambrini glass for doing it.
Oh, really? That's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
Where'd
on the
you get
backdrop
those
too
from
now.
then? Does she like have like a glass maker or something, or
God knows, man.
the
She's got a
glass?
glass. She seems to have a glass maker. She's got a backdrop maker. Fuck knows.
That's
I think she
really
just
cool,
uses a
man.
womanly charm to just. I just
That's
didn't mean actually.
a
Didn't mean that
womanly
meanly.
charm. I think it's just a euphemism of her boobs.
Oh, so she does make me laugh though, man. When like, um, I don't know if you saw on Facebook, she got this new thing that she uses now, like a pointing stick on stage, and it's just a big long dildo.
Oh wow. I haven't seen that, but that sounds pretty fun. I mean, I could do it. I could do a lot more than point with it though.
I'm sure she. I don't know.
I could use it as a new
um,
chair.
I don't know what.
As a new chair.
Oh God,
It's just a way of
progress
saying
stick.
put it up my bottom.
You know what? I got that.
You're welcome.
Oh, you should. If you like bottom talk, you should have a look at the last podcast I did with Nathan, and he explained to me what a fistula is, and basically explained to me why he has a belly button on his asshole.
Oh, what? A fistula?
A fistula and has a belly button on his arsehole. Basically, that was my abbreviation. That's what I got from it. That wasn't exactly what he said. That's what I got from it.
How does that work then?
I'm not. It's
Is that
something to do with when you have a poop and there's the bump. That bump pops and then makes a second hole. And then they have to cut it like a
right?
tube, like your umbilical cord. And in my opinion, I don't see how we couldn't create a belly button then.
That's incredible. I mean, that's what's cool about that is obviously as a baby you'd have two umbilical cords out your bottom, and then what you could do is someone could grab one and the other one could do the other and use you like as a skipping rope.
They could. They could. I mean,
Yeah,
they might
or
get
like one
arrested
of
for it,
those,
but
or a speed bag, which is like a boxing thing where
I
like,
know what that is.
you know, oh, it's like a speed bag and then just
Wait, what the hell are you showing me now? Okay.
it's like that's one of those. Hey,
um,
that's the typical angle, isn't it, Carl?
no, I
You've
know
got
what you mean. The thing was like do 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 do. Oh, you dickhead! That was a bad choice of
oh,
words.
look, I got my phone.
That was a bad choice of words, then as well for me. Did
Oh
you
god,
see? Actually, I thought about this when you said earlier. So you like your conspiracy theories and stuff?
I do. Yeah, I like listening to them. Yeah.
Because there was one that happened not that long ago, like an actual thing that happened. It was on the news, and they just
Mm.
stopped talking about it, and I just don't get it. Like,
What?
it was I don't know. It was like 2 3 weeks ago. Apparently, some policeman got shot in the police station after arresting some guy who was handcuffed, and they were putting him for a test to do a COVID test, and he somehow managed to pull a gun from somewhere and kill a policeman. And I don't get
Mm.
it. I don't understand.
Is that like a local thing then? Is it?
Yeah, it was in England.
That's pretty local.
Well, literally where we live.
Well, I don't know, to be honest, one mate. That sounds like one of those, like a small conspiracy theory that sort of,
Well,
you
yeah, I suppose conspiracy theory is like the wrong choice of words. Like just a weird. I could see a conspiracy theory coming from that. Then I don't understand
and
why
where
they're
was
not.
it? London or something.
It was something like that. I don't know exactly where it was. It was. I just know. I just remember it was England. But it was just strange that they talked about it, and then the news did, and then like the next day, just nothing. Just ignored it completely. Made out like it was a completely normal thing for someone to, after being arrested, being searched, and being handcuffed, then being able to kill someone at the police station.
To be honest, mate, weirder things have happened.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
don't think so.
Well, okay,
Well,
maybe, maybe.
just the other day, I heard someone actually
Go
had a
on.
belly button on their arsehole.
Really? I mean, that was a really good program. We saw that on.
I
Really
think
attractive
it was
host as well.
some sort of David Attenborough, not a documentary about
Sounds
the
about right.
lesser baboon was a belly button baboon.
Oh, have you seen that?
So,
Like monkeys and stuff now are getting into what is it? Oh, I forgot what it's called now. It's either it's not the Stone Age. The great apes apparently are slowly evolving into the Stone Age now, but the
all right,
normal apes like chimpanzees and stuff have learned how to fish with spears and all that.
Oh no, it's going to come full circle, isn't it? We're going to have to
It's
kill the monkeys.
Planet of the Apes might legitimately become a true thing.
You see, I still haven't to this day watched the Planet Ape. It's because I watched the first one, and I was so scared by Caesar. The monkey that sort of just
Oh,
gets. I'm not
yeah,
talking about the original ones. I'm afraid here, Carl. I'm talking about the newer ones where you're gonna have to get used
yeah,
to it.
the
I'm
better
afraid.
ones, really. The better ones,
Oh,
anyway.
well, possibly. I mean, better probably visually. Well, I don't know. They've got James Franco in it, from what I remember. So I don't know if they are.
It's a good film. It's very good. I really like that film, man.
Well, there's like three, isn't there? There's like
Yeah,
Planet of the Apes 1, and there's Planet of the Apes 2,
they're
Fast,
weird,
Too
aren't they?
Furious, Planet of the Apes, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, that was a good
They're
one.
all over them.
Don't know why Caesar died at the end though, because he appears in the seventh one, but
All right, spoiler alert, Carl.
Fast and Furious reference. No, man. Yeah, I really liked them idea, like because you had Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and then Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then War with the Planet of the Apes.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Just
I'm unsure now.
Planet of the Apes 3 on Phantom
Yeah.
Menace, one of them. But I don't really know how they can do more than one. I don't really see, once you got past the idea that the sort of the realization that monkeys are going to become humans. What is it? How do you get to 3 movies
Well,
from there?
because from in the space between the first one and the second one, remember there's that little virus thing at the end too, where the same thing that made the monkeys smart also kills the humans for some reason. So
No, I
by the
don't know
time,
about that.
yeah, by the time the second one starts, like 90% of the people are dead from some virus.
Oh, so now that Avengers Endgame was taken from Planet of the Apes 2.
Basically, basically.
That's
Had you
ruined
like?
my world.
So, come on, what conspiracy theories do you like then? Because I love conspiracy theories, man, or anything like that.
Well, I was
What are you into?
the I'm still greatly debating with you the sort of 9/11 one. I mean, um,
Yeah.
I had this theory with I don't really care to go into details, but what I like to do is ask people what they think, because I don't know the
Yeah.
facts. I really don't. Again, I'm a very ignorant person. I don't really.
The fa-
I make wildly inappropriate comments that I don't back up with any facts or evidence,
to
and
be
I
honest, though,
expect people to be cool with that.
in my opinion, admitting you don't know is the way to go. Because I don't know. It's when
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, it's definitely this or definitely this." That's what bothers me, like the certainty that a lot of people have. And the
Mm,
9/11 is a great example. There's so much to
yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
what are
I
the key
mean,
points you?
people's. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, mate.
No, no, I was just saying, what were the key points that, like, when you think about, like, why it's not, why you're
Well,
skeptical about it?
what this one gentleman said was that they wouldn't trust the government to fucking carry out a fucking kid's birthday party, yet alone a controlled attack on their own country. But I don't agree.
Controlled is a bit strong. I don't know how controlled it was, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
I don't agree with the idea that the government's stupid. I think people, when they disagree with policies, I don't think that's stupidity. I don't think Trump's an idiot. I
no, no.
disagree with a lot of what he does, but I don't think he's an
Trump,
idiot.
Trump is far from an idiot. I agree with that.
People make this really stupid, remark that, oh, he's a moron. Well, it's more of an insult rather than a factual observation.
Yeah, he's
It's
not a moron. If he was a moron, he wouldn't be able to have, because he failed as a businessman. But
mm,
everyone sees him as a really successful businessman, and he's turned it into what he's doing now. And you can't say someone's dumb being able to do that.
mm,
That's a
yeah.
hard thing to. I can't think of anyone else who did that
Alan Sugar.
to that level. To that level, though.
If Alan Sugar was our prime minister, though,
Yeah,
it wouldn't really happen. But that would just, that's the thing
I
with.
don't know.
Sorry, I've got a dry bit of horribleness there. Yeah, no, I mean, but the Americans are more than happy with having their celebrities being part of their politics. But we, as the British,
Yeah,
we don't really have that too much. We just have journalists instead. So,
I don't really think any of our from what because this is the thing I talk about this a lot. I know so much more about America and American history than I do British history because I think British history is just boring most of the
mm,
time. America is
no, I don't
just,
know much of it.
but I mean, with what you were saying about like 9/11, then, like, you know, the fact people say, well, I think part of what you was getting at then was people would say they wouldn't do an attack on their own people. It's like, yeah, because we don't have complete evidence that that's already happened, or that they tried to do it at least. They tried to do an attack in like the 60s where they would attack one of their bases and it would make them go to war with the Cubans. Or it was something to do with the Cuban missile thing. And that's when JFK said, yeah, something to do with that, yeah. And that's when JFK vetoed it. He said, no, we're not attacking our own people just as an excuse to go to war. And then JFK died. So, you know, they've literally done it before. And the only thing that stopped them was the president. If the president didn't stop them, say if there was a new president, then it wouldn't be that hard. I wouldn't put it past them at all, considering the amount of money they got from like oil and that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing, is that, you know, the government's it's like going back to what I was saying, people have a gift for things. You can't understand whether something is possible or not because you're not in the position of someone who's able to do it. It's like I can't understand what it's like to be blind, because being blind isn't. I've never been
I can
blind. You've
do
been
this
blind? No, but that's
close your
not.
eyes.
But no, they've spoken to blind people, and it's not. But it's not about darkness, apparently. But it's you know, and apparently it's completely different to just having your eyes closed, because. But you'll never understand what it's like because you've never been blind.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
I've never
Yeah,
been
because
a politics. I've never been a politician, so I don't know. I can never conceive the notion of what it's like to be in politics.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a bit different, but I know what you mean.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the two are vastly. I
Very
get
different.
making the comparison to blindness and just constructing a manifesto. Yeah, I sort of I get the radicalization of that, but to me they're genuinely that foreign. Me running the country is as foreign as the idea of being blind, because I just wouldn't do it. I haven't got the organizational skills to do it. I haven't got the
Yeah.
fucking brain power that would be necessary. I don't think many people do.
I mean, it's weird when you say it though, because then you think about like I don't know if we have it over here, but in like America they have it so that you have to be at least 35, I think it is, before you can be a president. And everyone's brain power yeah. But for some reason they seem to always put in 70-year-olds in. And I suppose that's kind of similar to here, isn't it? Like Boris, Theresa May was quite old. I don't think David Cameron's
It's
that old
not what
actually.
you know, it's who you know, isn't it? And that's the same when it comes to running the country.
I don't know. Look, Trump knows Putin. He knows the Ukraine guy.
Well, Trump's a very well-connected person. There's no way you wouldn't be able to run for politics if you weren't. You know, if I wanted to get
Yeah,
up and run the country right now, even if I had the money, I wouldn't be able to. I don't know the people that could get me in the door. Someone would have to point me in the right direction of the person I need to fucking pay off to get
yeah,
into
but
the.
I bet you said the same thing however many years ago about comedy.
Yeah, well, but the difference is that became, you know, it became reality, whereas me getting into politics
That's what I
wouldn't.
mean. Yeah. No, but I mean, if you did decide to one day do that, then you would figure out the people to talk to. You'd get in there, you know.
Oh yeah, of course, but I wouldn't want to.
No, that's fair enough. I would not. I like this is the thing. All the stuff with the government at the moment, I completely get why everyone's so annoyed by them, and I am too a lot of the time.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but at the
It's
same
your right to
time, I
be as
feel
well.
for them. I feel for them. It's like this cannot be easy. Who would have thought this would have been what we'd have to deal with this year? Like no one saw a pandemic coming. It's such a whole. This is like the first time in like modern history it's happened. It's the nearest we'll get to like living through a world war. You know, it's like history making time.
Yeah, but the problem is they're still drinking their swan's blood, and you know, and instead of helping the people, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah.
They're
Making
not.
making children, you know, like get adrenaline, and so they go into the gland and then drinking the gland.
It's
Although
disgusting. Yeah, I fucking hate it. The
we take the
yeah,
God,
the difference in wealth between some people just makes me genuinely sick. Makes me sad.
yeah,
Really does. I mean,
it's
you only have to look at footballers. I mean, the footballers are stupid. It's been done to death. People go on about, football isn't fair enough, and it's different when the government does it. But someone, you know, who I used to go, who went to the same school as me, became a
Yeah.
year above me, 22. So 22, I'm 22 in 2 months, just, you know, same age essentially. But
Hmm.
and the difference between our wealth is vast. He gets, I think I was quoted, and this could have been a low ball, it could have been more than this, but about 41k a week.
Was he a
I
footballer
wouldn't,
then?
yeah, he plays for Leicester City. I wouldn't get that if I worked for a year.
I mean,
That's like
you'd have to
my
get
whole
really far in
salary.
comedy. Yeah.
No, yeah,
Hmm?
but I mean, like, but I'm not even talking about even if I, you know, became a famous comedian. I'm talking about a regular person with a regular job who's got the same amount of life and responsibilities, more
Yeah.
responsibilities than that
Definitely
person.
more. Yeah.
And that's almost, for some people, that's like 2.5 years' wages in a week. In a fucking week. That is insane because you
Yeah.
could spend that in a week and then the next week just rolls by. All you got to do is you've got to get through 7 days of life with 41 grand. How on earth are you going to do that?
Imagine if that person is literally living paycheck to paycheck as well on 41 grand.
Yeah, and here's me. I have fucking £4 in my account that I'm now having to stretch out over the next 6 days until I get paid from this fucking gig. Because it's and it just and I'm rusty and I'm just a machine that's barely turning, just trying to crawl from rock to rock, and this guy is just literally raping me. I'm getting financially fucked in the arse
Financially
just
raped.
knowing this
You are.
guy exists, and it really fucks me off, Carl. And it's the one thing that makes me the most upset in this world. And you know what? This gentleman who's earning this amount of money, that's fair play. He's worked his arse off to get there. And you know
Well,
who
it's
he's
football.
getting financially raped by? Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is literally getting off on this guy raping me, right? This guy is he's having sex. He's injecting his oil into my mechanical arse, whilst Jeff Bezos is just piston like stroking his fucking big metal cock, you know, just watching it happen and thinking you're both fucking peasants. You both, and you were all here just for my fucking entertainment, my mechanical robotic entertainment. 1010, you little cunts. That's what he's saying, Carl. And he's
Are you
ejaculating as he's saying it.
are you a football fan by any chance though? In
um,
general,
I no, no.
are you how you're part of the reason? If so, can't moan at anyone else but yourself.
Well, I mean, I don't pay to watch football games. I'll watch a football game if it's on. I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, believe it or not. It's don't ask why. The reason I'm a Chelsea fan is because they were the first Match Attack book that I got.
You're saying this to someone who doesn't give a shit about football.
No, but I'm sure there's one person who might watch your show and think, "Yeah, he's a cunt." You're right, I am. But
Guys, they can fuck off.
I'm a yeah. I
I'm
just
joking.
like the
Please don't
players.
fuck off. I need all the viewers I can get. Carry on. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right, mate.
I told the viewer to fuck off, but then I decided not to. I apologised.
Oh, right. I was going to say, yeah, you need the view count. um, yeah, no, I just like their players, to be fair, and the kit. But that's how little I give a shit about football, is that I can support whatever team I want. Like I support Leicester when they're on,
Yeah.
but they don't need any more support. They're already doing all right for themselves.
Leicester,
Chelsea.
Leicester are one of the good ones now, aren't they? They used to be one of the Leicester. They weren't that good before, were they? Like until about
I
5 years
wouldn't.
ago or something.
I honestly wouldn't know. I mean, I watch the
No.
UFC. I don't watch the Leicester.
Yeah, there you go. The real sports like UFC and WWE. I hear what you're saying, Joe. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, WWE as well. But I don't watch rugby either. I'm not a rugby fan. I can't stand rugby
Nah,
either.
you know what? I enjoy watching rugby. I'm not a fan of it either, but I enjoy watching it because it's just brutal as fuck. It's like American football, but I
Yeah,
don't know
but
how
is
people
it
don't
though?
die all the time because they haven't got pads on, they haven't got helmets on.
Is it
But I don't
brutal?
don't
It's
hear.
just sumo. It's just sumo and sprinting. Is all it is. It's got the intensity of badminton. In fact, badminton's a lot more intense than rugby because you're so much more explosive energy.
And there's a load of cocks as well.
Oh yeah, no, there are some cocks as well. But yeah, I don't like rugby. I don't know the rules of rugby either.
No, I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules.
So it's
Fuck
not
knows.
pleasant to watch because I'm like, what's
No.
happening? And I don't really care for someone to explain it to me either. So it's just not my cup of tea. But yeah,
What,
the UFC,
what,
whenever that's on, I'm always involved with the
what was the
UFC.
last one you watched for the UFC? Or you like
It would
me
have
and you
been
can't remember the names at all?
no, it would have been Khabib Gaethje. It was really
Jesus,
nice.
really
Really good
nice.
fight that was. It's the most recent one, I think. I can't remember if there's been
Oh,
any
okay.
more, but it's Abu Dhabi fight, the fight
Did I?
island, because yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they got an island for it, didn't they? And that.
Mm.
That's quite cool.
Again,
Really not needed, to be fair, considering what everyone else is doing in America. But fair enough. They got an island.
they just want
Mm.
an excuse to go fuck a different coloured girl. That's all they want, you know. A
They
girl
probably
from a
like
different fucking ethnic background. They want to
it.
go to a
Literally makes.
different country. Yeah,
Yep.
they want some nice Abu Dhabi girls rather than their traditional American tarts.
They're chatting. They're
God, I'm
chatting shit,
bitter.
man. They
Oh,
weren't.
I'm
They
so
weren't in.
bitter.
They weren't in Abu Dhabi, man. They hired the Epstein Island. That's all they did.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They already had the
Well, they're
cameras
probably
in there, so they were good.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That was oh, I can't use that joke. Actually, that was Schemes' joke. It was it was a joke
Yeah.
about what was it? It was like oh, I can't. The coronavirus is really it's really pissed me and
You know,
me off, you know, because I've had to recently had to cancel my flight to Epstein's Island. Obviously, I
oh,
butchered it
Epstein's
on
Island.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein's Island. I
You
didn't want
know,
to use it.
no, I
Mm,
understand, man. I'm really looking forward to that gig on Saturday. You know, like, thank you for like helping me get that spot, man. I appreciated that.
my pleasure, mate. Yeah, no, it's gonna be really good. Like I said, it
Yeah, I
is
love
sold
the
out.
lineup.
Oh, it's gonna be great, mate.
Yeah,
Absolute
yeah.
fucking. It's like Taran said, you know, the audience is getting spoiled rotten.
To be
But
fair, yeah,
you know, yeah, it sold out in a day, man. It was insane.
that's
You
crazy.
know,
That is.
yeah, really excited for it. It's my first gig since lockdown as well, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
well, you know, whilst everyone was sort of just trying to, when it all started kicking back off again,
Yeah,
I thought I'd take a step back from it a little bit because
the
I didn't
first
know
time or the
roughly.
second time? Sorry.
Um, the first,
Like you say, since lockdown, you're on about because technically we've had two lockdowns, haven't we? The original one in March, and then like what, a month
oh
ago or
well,
something.
well, yeah, but the original one in March was nobody was going out, so it would have been the second one really. Whenever
Oh, okay.
COVID, you know, whenever people started saying, all right, we can do gigs, you know, uh,
Yeah.
Patterson, I said I'm not doing gigs yet. I said
Nah,
people
to be
want
honest,
to go.
from what I remember, man, people were doing gigs straight away, never really stopped. People were always kind of trying. I did the same as you. I stepped back for quite a while, like when it all started and was doing the online things, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that is at the
yeah.
same time though, it's kind of nice. It bothered me at the time because I was very much like protection mode against everyone, you know, like my mum and all them. But it's kind of nice when you think about it that even through a pandemic, comedy still refused to die.
No,
You know what I mean?
it'll never die. I mean, it'll just have to take up a
Nah.
different platform. You know, whether it unfortunately becomes the dreadfully monetizable fucking TikTok or Instagram. You know, it'll be
Yeah.
it might not be live
I,
anymore, but there'll always be someone to make you laugh,
I, I should
even
have
when
said
we are
stand-up comedy. That's what I
robots.
meant with
Yeah,
robots.
well, yeah, even when we've got forced to, you know, put the Neuralink in our head, and you know, someone's bound to have a good fucking 101, or and someone else says 101, the other one says 001, and as a the robot saying, so you know,
Well, I see
there's
that.
always
I
going to
feel like is that like a biometric joke you just did or something? Then
yeah, binary, yeah,
binary, yeah, binary.
binary code. You see, you're not that much of a technophobe. I am a technophobe,
Well,
but
you managed to get the most basic part, you know, the 1010. You know,
yeah, I
literally.
suppose so.
I say
I,
that's the most basic part. That's not the most basic thing at all, because yeah,
I was going to say, is that what computers are made up of, or something binary?
I think it's like binary code something to do with it's like the basic thing. But then I think there was something to do with when they made that AI, the Google one. It started it was talking in binary and it developed its own language. That's when they had to cut it off at the kill switch because they were afraid it was evolving. So that's how I heard of binary anyway.
That sounds horrific. They might as well
man,
give it chainsaws for hands.
It's this whole thing, isn't it? Apparently, no matter how far you go, it's a guarantee that eventually we'll create our own matrix or a simulation. And are we in that simulation now? I fucking hate that conspiracy. It's so stupid, so
It's
dumb.
actually
Why would
not.
you just?
The
the
simulation conspiracy theory is actually apparently is actually 50% likely.
Yeah, I know it's apparently 50%.
But that's been published. That's not just some tinfoil.
Yeah, well, no, because I keep seeing these. Like, this is I brought it up on the last podcast because every few months there's another scientist. Apparently, all of them in one go decided it's 50-50. But then every couple of months there's more scientists deciding it's 50-50. So if all the scientists decided it originally, anyway, it's just it makes no sense. Like, there's so many assumptions that are involved in it. Like, well, first of all, you have to assume.
In a simulation, can it stop, please? Can someone just pull the plug? Because I've had enough. I don't want it anymore.
This year is the best evidence we're being a simulation. It's not surprising that this conspiracy theory has gained so much traction this year that it's a simulation. Almost like people just want it to be. Just hope it is.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
My mum's a devout Christian. She thinks the apocalypse is coming, and I just, can it hurry up, please? Can you get around to it now? All right. I said, I don't want to wait around for it. No one wants to wait for the apocalypse in 2 years. If you want, just do it now. Just that's like I'm going to stab you, but not yet. Just do it now. Just get it over with, for goodness sake.
Arguably, that's an even better punishment then.
What? The quick death?
Making us wait? No, the slow wait, the slow death.
Well, yeah, but the apocalypse isn't. Well, I don't know. Is it? I don't.
You were talking about the apocalypse like it's a real thing in the slightest.
Well, I think it is. I'm a Christian myself, so I think a bit. Okay. But I don't necessarily mean it's going to be, like the movies. I think this world's going to end. I mean, you can't really imagine. You can't think this world's going to spin on its axis forever, do you?
No, everything dies. Yeah, everything dies. So, I mean, I wouldn't get. I feel really mean now because every time I go to say something, now I know you're a Christian, I'm insulting Christianity, and I have this issue every time. But I'm not going to base.
I'm a comedian.
I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to base my opinion on whether the world is going to blow up on a book that was written about 2,000 years ago. Not going to do it. Funny enough.
Fair enough, mate. I mean, I wouldn't either.
I mean, if I found Harry Potter buried and then dug it up in another 2,000 years, I wouldn't base my life on that either. So.
No,
I'm going to stop now.
I completely agree. I mean, it's a weird one, actually. I mean, I take a more adapted approach towards Christianity because the thing is with religion is that people run away with it with their own sort of. I think the whole reason I think religion works is that because it is personal and that it does work for you. So your own sort of way that religion can help you is how it should help you.
Yeah. No, I should clarify that. My problem is with organized religion. Like the idea of like I said earlier, any certainty bothers me when they're like, no, you have to do this because of this. Like, okay. But when people read it and get their own idea of it and their own conclusions, I like that. Like Buddhism, it's like a mindset. It's more about yourself rather than a set line of rules you have to follow.
Well, I mean, the idea that you have to follow them is at least in Christianity that I've encountered is bollocks. So most Christians that I know don't believe that you have to follow these rules.
That's just because it's dying out a lot more now over here. We're not as devout over here now. Whereas, like, you go to America and a lot of them are very devout still, or certain places.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily a reflection on the religion itself. That's a reflection of the people that follow it. That's not there's nowhere in the Bible that's the Bible it says these aren't these aren't rules. They're guidelines. They're you don't have to.
They're guidelines, but if you don't follow them, you'll go to hell for eternity.
Well, no, that's not really what it says either, because it's because people sin all the time.
Well, I mean,
If we're going Bible-wise, people sin constantly.
yeah,
It's in the Bible. It says that we're aware that everyone sins all the time. So, but what you have to do is
and
you just have to
original sin as well.
realize
Original
that.
sin too. You're born with sin.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, I'm saying, what the fuck am I? Shut up, Carl. I'm not. I don't give a fuck. All right. I'm not. I'm not a preacher. All right.
You sound
I'm
like.
just a 21-year-old with a fucking bracelet of Jesus on it. All right. Just leave me alone. Stop asking questions. You're destroying my religion, Carl. You're tearing my fucking brain apart.
You didn't even. I didn't even get to my rebuttal to what you said, but I'm going to leave it now.
God, triggered. Christian destroyed.
Now you know what it is.
I honestly don't care, Carl.
No, I know. I can tell, man.
was-
Like, I just generally like having conversations about this. I've done it with like people don't.
Yeah.
I used to get not in trouble for the call centers and that, but I used to have religious chats with everyone because there's all different types of religions there. The people themselves didn't mind. The managers would complain at me. Then they'd ask the people.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I don't mind. Like,
No, that's
yeah.
fucking bollocks. There, I don't agree with that.
I like it when people can have a. I like it when people can have a real chat
course,
about
yeah.
it. Though it's good,
Mm.
Yeah, like I love religious people. All the religious people I've met, but apart from a few, obviously. But they're such nice people generally.
Yeah, well, of course they are. I mean, the thing is that most of them don't push
Ignoring the
their agenda on
extremists,
you either.
but
No,
yeah.
what? Sorry.
Ignore the extremists, but
Yeah, but you can. At the end of the day, I mean, people have always, had the sort of the people's all images have always been shot themselves in the foot. It's not just Christianity. It's all religions have got the bad apples, but it's not just religion.
Oh, that's what I mean.
It's feminism. It's Black Lives Matter. It's everything. When you essentially they're all brands. At the end of the
That
day,
is very
they're all
true. Yeah,
brands, and
yeah. That's
you've
really
always got.
happened with the. That's really happened with the Black Lives Matter thing lately, since like the new protests.
And
Like
it's a shame.
a lot of companies have taken it as a brand, and I think that kind of kills the message behind it a little bit.
Well, there's always reasoning for that. There's always a reasoning why it's a smear campaign, essentially. Because
it's not the Black Lives Matter people that want that, pushed it onto there. I think it's just
No, of
companies
course not.
took hold of it. Yeah.
And the poor bastards who really doing the hard work and trying to recuperate what's happening, because the people who genuinely are, they're saying we're not like this, and it's the same with the Muslim culture. It's the same with this.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't really hear
Definitely,
many. You
yeah,
don't really hear many bad tales of Sikh. I was going to say the Sikhs, but I don't know any problems with the Sikhs really. I'm trying to think.
Well, yeah, they're a lot more. It's a lot more of a relaxed religion, that is, to be fair, compared to Islam and Christianity, from what I've gathered.
They like a beer. They like a beer to the Sikhs.
Yeah, and they can have tattoos and stuff. But at the same time, people are just what's the word? Ignorant. They see it all the same, don't they?
I'm ignorant, Carl. I'm very ignorant.
Yeah, but you're the open kind of ignorant, though, Joe. So that's fine.
Here, we don't get many of them.
No, but it's refreshing.
You don't get many openly ignorant people. I'm an openly ignorant person. I came out as ignorant to my family a very long time ago.
Man, anyone that makes out they're not ignorant to a lot of stuff is bullshit. Everyone's still learning shit all the time.
Well, you can't know everything unless you're obviously me. I'm ignorant and I know everything. It's a really weird paradigm, but it's worse. Brilliant.
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean, to be honest.
I'm just a parasite. That's what I am. I'm a fucking parasite. I need.
Well, you are from Leicester, to be fair.
Yeah, we're all bastards, mate. We're all from the leper colony. We're the original lepers. That's what we are. Ugh.
So just so I know as well, actually, with the gig, what time? I'm guessing it's like done before 10 then now, with the new stuff.
Yeah, well, the show's going to end about 9-ish.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just checking. Last order gets called about 9:30 anyway, and then everyone's going to be out. I did an open mic night once where I was the only comedian there. Everyone else was bands.
Oh, wow.
That was fucking brutal. I loved it.
I can imagine.
Fucking horrible. And I went on like halfway in between. Like people were like really getting into it, and then they were like taking a break, and then waiting for another band, and then there's me on stage, sort of nervously like rattling the mic. Like, hello, everyone.
Were you like doing host? Were you doing hosting in between, or literally you were just an actor?
No, I was just doing a 10.
Oh, jeez, man. I
was
bet that
terrible.
was great. I bet that was a great experience though. When when you think back at this.
Well, in the same way, stubbing my toe was a great experience. Yeah, you know,
Oh man, the
it,
terrible gigs. You need the bad gigs though to appreciate the good ones. Like you need a gig like that when no one's there to see you to appreciate that. It happened again.